I'm coming at you guys with another book video. So if you guys watched my last reset video, I talked about how I'm not doing great with my book goals and I really needed to do something to kickstart my reading again and get out of a reading slump. And I have seen these specific videos, specifically by Haley Pham and a few other book YouTubers that I watch, and I really wanted to give it a try, not only to challenge myself and encourage myself to read more, but to hopefully get back into it, get out of my reading slump, and find a great book. So we are gonna be reading until I find a 5-star read. So I have a few books here that I will talk through very quickly, and then this is kind of gonna become vlog style on the go, where I update you throughout the week as I'm reading, and hopefully one of these is a 5-star read. If not, I will keep reading until I find one, so who knows how long this video is gonna be. But I can always go to the library again and return some of these books and check new ones out. So we have options, but I'm confident at least one of these 4 books will be 5 stars. So let's quickly run through all of the books. So for this challenge, I went to the library and I knew I wanted to pick 2 easy reads and then 2 challenging reads. I know right off the bat I'm going to start reading this book right here, and this is called With a Little Luck by Marissa Meyer. Now I have read Marissa Meyer before, so I'm excited to read this book, and it seems like it's going to be such a fun read. It's about this boy named Jude, and all he wants to do is draw comics, design D&D campaigns, and work at his parents' vinyl record store. And I read that first sentence and I was hooked because I love reading comic books. I am in a D&D campaign and have been in several, and I love records and going to old record stores. So I immediately was like, okay, I'm sold on this book. And it sounds like it's going to be a friends to lovers story. It is a young adult book, so I know it's gonna be a fairly easy read, and I have a feeling it's just gonna be cute. And even the cover drew me in. So this is what I'm gonna start off with. I am starting with this too because I have a feeling I'm gonna rate this 3 to 4 stars. It might surprise me and become a 5-star, but I'm not hoping that it is, solely because I want to get through some of these other books too. So then the next book that I'm going to read is a hefty one. This is Swordcatcher by Cassandra Clare. Cassandra Clare wrote the Mortal Instruments series, very, very popular, but this is a new adult or adult book, I'm not exactly sure. From her, it's a brand new series, and I am very excited. I honestly know nothing about this book aside from Cassandra Clare's history, and I am just excited. I know it's fantasy. I know it's gonna be a hefty one because there's a map involved, and it's 600 pages, but nonetheless excited to read this book. After that, if that's not 5 stars, we have a third book. So this is the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. And this just looks like Bridgerton vibes to me. But I know it has a fantasy element. I think there's witches involved, and pirates and thieves and romance and all kinds of stuff going on in this book. But it, again, is only a 300-page book. There are 2 other books in this series, and I do want to pick those up as well. So that's another option if we have to go back to the library. But excited to read this, and I'm hoping it will be a good palate cleanser before jumping into Fourth Wing. So this book I own, so that's why I want to prioritize reading all the 3 library books first. And Fourth Wing, I feel like hopefully, if I get through all of those and they weren't 5 stars, I'm hoping that this one will be for me, just based on the acclaim and amount of people who really love this book. I have started this book. I've read like the first few chapters. I do know that I'm already liking it. I just haven't taken the time to like finish it. So I am putting this last, hoping it will be a 5-star read. Everybody knows about Fourth Wing. I don't have to tell you what it's about, but I'm excited to read it. So those are all of the books. It's a beautiful, beautiful spring day today. So I'm gonna take, with a little luck, I'm gonna sit outside and I'm probably gonna devote at least an hour to reading this book. So it's currently 1:10. I don't know if you can see that on my phone or not, but I just finished filming my videos for the day, and before I kind of sit down to edit everything, I'm going to read. So I read for 30 minutes until a wasp flew by me, and I really don't like bees, so I decided to come inside. I took that as my sign to be done. I got to page 29, which is like barely breaking it in, but I do really like the book, and I feel like it's gonna be a very easy, quick read. So I'm loving it so far. It's very light, it's very fun, it's funny. I like the writing, so I'm probably gonna read more tonight, but I do have to start editing some YouTube videos, but I will keep you updated on how far I get in my book. It's another day, and we got another book. So I started the second book, and it's The Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels by India Holton. This book is not what I thought it was gonna be from the cover at all. But if you look closely, you can kind of tell, because like there's people holding guns, and the house is kind of like up high in like clouds. But I really had no idea that this was like a whole like pirate themed book. If you guys know me, Pirates of the Caribbean is my favorite movie. That movie had a chokehold on me when I was young and growing up. Absolutely, like I was absolutely obsessed. I had all of the notebooks, binders, folders with all of the characters' faces on them. I was like the weird pirates kid growing up. So this book, I think, is gonna be 5 stars for me, but it's only the second book, so I kind of want to start reading one of the other ones. I think I'm gonna start reading Swordcatcher, because I literally started reading this yesterday and I'm almost done. I stayed up till like midnight last night reading this book, and I'm on page 200, and there's only like 300 something pages. So I think I'm gonna start Swordcatcher before I finish this, because I'm pretty sure this is my 5-star read, and I don't want to end this video having only read 2 books. I feel like that's so boring. So I am kind of cheating a little bit, because the second book was the 5-star read, and if I finished this, the video would stop here. But I also haven't finished this, and there are 2 other books in this series that I really want to get, so I'm gonna hopefully pick up the other 2 when I return all of these books. These books are all due May 6th, so ideally I'd love to finish all 3 of them. So I'm doing like another video today. I'm doing like a little day in the life, and I want to try and read Swordcatcher. I think I'm gonna bring Swordcatcher to the beach and kind of just sit for hours in the sun and read Swordcatcher, but I'll also bring this one too, because this one at the beach, such a vibe. Excuse my hair. This is like my go-to style for when it's annoying me. I just read the prologue for Swordcatcher. I am so intrigued. I'm gonna devour this book. I just know it. The prologue was 37 pages, so this was just the prologue right here. So now I'm chapter 1, and I'm really liking the premise of this book. I didn't really read much going into this, so I was going into this like blank slate. I just knew Cassandra Clare, new series, I'm in. So the premise of this book is you have your main character Kel and Crown Prince Connor. And Connor needs essentially what is like a body double. So they pluck Kel from an orphanage and they're like, here you go, you look like the prince, you're gonna be his body double, and basically his bodyguard. And that's kind of the prologue that sets you up. And now we're in chapter 1 and we get to see what that looks like and what unfolds. There are so many names, so many kingdoms, so many specifics that I have honestly already forgotten. But I'm loving the characters so far, and I'm very excited to see what happens in all of these pages. So I just got home from work, showered, put on some comfy clothes, and I am going to start reading some more. It's currently 3 p.m. I've been reading Swordcatcher, so I was reading pretty much for a while last night and got to page 109. This book is very lore rich, and there is just a lot of terms, and there's so much. Like, this is definitely a high fantasy book. I probably should have known that going into it, because the quote on the front of the cover is "Everything I Look For in Fantasy" by George R.R. Martin. So completely different than the Mortal Instruments or anything like that she's written before, which is honestly refreshing because there are so many books in that world, in that setting. And I've just gotten to the part where like things are starting to get interesting, which is nice because I'm only 100 pages in, so we're already starting to like set up for some interesting things. I've already met the second main character, Lynn, and I really like her. She's fun, she's smart. So far I'm liking it. I really have no idea what my rating is going to be so far, though. It's very hard to tell. And I believe this is a 600 page book, so I have about 600 pages. So I have 500 more pages to go, but I'm going to sit down, honestly, for the rest of the night. I'm going to take a break to make dinner, but I am sitting here on the couch reading this book as much as I can, because I don't know if I told you guys this or not, but I only have like a week left to finish these books anyway, so I have to return them to the library. So I am definitely a procrastinator, but I do well under pressure, which is probably not healthy, but I've been like that since I was in school and college. So I do well when like a deadline is approaching, because I know it's time to like, okay, get my butt in gear. So I have no worry that I won't be able to finish this book. I still have like a whole week left, so. So it is another day, another book update. So I have been reading Swordcatcher. I was able to get to page 200, and then yesterday after work, I came home and I read to page 235 before I just got like way too tired. So currently 235. I'm approaching the halfway mark. There's 600 pages, so practically there. And so far I am liking it. I'm not loving it. I don't think it's gonna be a 5-star read for me, but a lot could happen in the halfway point. For me, though, it's a little slow. There's a lot of description, and I find myself kind of just not reading all of it. I love description, don't get me wrong. I love a very descriptive imagery book, but I feel like when it just goes on and on and on, it becomes like filler, in my opinion. And I feel like when you have a book that's 600 pages, you're like, did this book need to be 600 pages? So I am approaching, like, stuff is happening, like, plot is being laid out. Something exciting did just happen, and I was, like, really in it, but then it was, like, resolved very quickly, so I'm just kind of like, oh, well, waiting for the next thing. I do kind of like fast-paced, action-packed books, if it's, like, high fantasy. So I'm just waiting for that. But I'm still holding out hope. I think it's probably going to be solid 4 stars. As of right now, that's what I'm leaning towards. Yeah. Liking it so far. I do want to finish it. I'm hoping to get a big chunk of it read today. It's a gloomy day out. Perfect for reading. I just finished filming a video for the YouTube channel, and I need to edit that because it needs to get posted for tomorrow. So I'm going to sit down, edit that video. Once that's done, really sink in and get a lot of reading done. I never updated you on With a Little Luck. And I did finish this book. I read it so fast and right at the beginning of this video that I forgot to update you once I jumped into the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. So I liked this book. I'm gonna give it 3.5 stars. It was really cute, really simple. It was just nerd love, you know? It was a boy that's obsessed with D&D and comics who falls in love with his best friend. Easy read. Honestly, loved it. Can't say too much about it because I don't want to give it away, because I don't know how much I should talk about the books in these videos, because I don't know if you guys are planning on reading any of these books, so I don't want to spoil them. Especially like Swordcatcher. Swordcatcher is like a brand new book, so somebody is leaf blowing. But anyways, yeah, 3.5 stars. So it wasn't a 5-star read for me. So we keep trucking on. So it's currently May 6th. It's the last day of this reading until I find 5 stars. And I did finish Swordcatcher. I didn't love Swordcatcher. Now, going into it, I did not realize that there was no romance. And you guys know I'm like a romance reader. I love just like a little bit of romance. I don't need the whole book to be romance, because I am a big fan of story-driven books as well. But Swordcatcher was really good, don't get me wrong. And I probably will continue to read the series, but it definitely wasn't 5 stars for me, and I think I would give it 4 stars as like a first debut to a series. And just like it was a lot of setup, a lot of world building, introducing us to all of the characters, all the players. So I'm definitely intrigued to read the next one. But now we're going to resume the Wisteria Society of Lady Scoundrels. I only have a little bit of this book left. I saved it because this is my 5-star read. I haven't even finished it yet, and I just know this is my 5-star read. And I am returning this to the library today, as well as all the other books. So I'm hoping they have the second and third one. Last time I went, they had the third one, but not the second one. So I'm hoping the second one is there. I can check it out. I'll probably check out the third one as well if they have both. and I'm excited to read the rest of these. I hope the other two are just as good as this one. But yeah, I'm about to finish this. I'll check in with you guys after I finish this, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be 5 stars. I just finished this book. 5 stars. I loved this book so much. I'm honestly probably going to buy the series if I enjoy the second and the third one, because I loved it that much that I would like to own it. That's the end of this reading until I hit 5 stars. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I can definitely do a video like this again. This is the 5-star read, and I will leave it linked down below if you guys want to pick it up for yourselves. 10 out of 10. 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10. Loved every moment of it. Loved the character, the romance, the adventure, and just like how witty it was. Honestly, the writing was very like funny, tongue-in-cheek, just like witty. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I need to run out to the library now and get the next one. If you did like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you guys in my next video.